Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. I've decided to have a little change of pace for this video. I'm going to return to my Dial Allegiance when I can, but I just want to do a little review of the game. I know it's a bit late, but I've got lots of time played. To be exact, I've got 881 hours into Borderlands 3 and 850 hours into Borderlands 2. So I believe I'm a bit well versed in the Borderlands franchise. I didn't play 1 a lot, I only played like 5 hours of it, and I played pre-sequel. I completed pre-sequel, so I played that for about 12 hours. So I know my stuff when it comes to Borderlands, and I just thought I'd do a review of what I think the game is at launch and how it was and where it's come, and just talk about the game in general. So, with those hours in mind, I love this game. It's such a great improvement from the previous game. Well, Borderlands 2, we don't really count pre-sequel too much, but going from Borderlands 2 to Borderlands 3 is such a giant step. You can definitely tell a lot of time went into this game. Sure, there are bugs, and I know there's bugs. However, it doesn't affect my gameplay. I play on Xbox. I should say that I play on Xbox. So what I get on the Xbox, I don't really crash that much. I don't really have any frame rate drops. I don't have that. Nothing really terrible happens on the Xbox. I know PC's a bit different, but PC's a bit OTT for me. I can't wrap around my head around a PC. So the way the gameplay has evolved from Borderlands 2 to this is amazing. The gunplay is just so much better. Going from where every gun manufacturer feels the same to every gun feels different is such a great improvement. Just the way the guns feel, the way they shoot, the way the recoil works. Every gun is fun to use, even when it comes to whites. I always have fun with a Dial assault rifle, no matter what rarity it is. It's so much fun to play. And going from gunplay to action skills, oh my days, the action skills are so much fun. Like, you have Zane, who can use 2 out of his 3 you can choose from. You just have so much choice with that. You can go digiclone into drone, or you can have shield and clone and droid and shield, or you could just have 1 action skill and 1 grenade. It's up to you. Like, the action skills have gone so far from what they were, where you just have 1 and that's it. You can't choose. And now each character has 3 action skills. I know Mo's has the Iron Bear, but you can change the weapons, so there's so much variety with Mo's as well. And it's amazing how there's so much to do in the game now, with so much action skills and so many skills to use from. I definitely have fun putting points into skills. And you've got Flak, where you have your own pet, which is just always on the battlefield, apart from when it does. But you always have it on the battlefield, and you always just have something you can use, and it's so much fun. I want to say the word fun a lot, because that is what Borderlands 3 is. It's a fun game. Now, when it comes to guns and the manufacturers of guns, the difference between Borderlands 3 and this is there is 2 new weapon manufacturers, Atlas and COV. COV is a bit like Bandit, but it's not quite like Bandit, it's a bit different. Again, there's so much variety in guns. If you're bored with a single weapon, you can always change it to a different weapon, and vice versa. And you have TDOs, where each TDO reloads differently, therefore you get a different ability when you reload, rather than just throw it, and that's every TDO, like in Borderlands 2. Or you throw it and you miss, and that's it. You've wasted your ammo. However, in Borderlands 3, you throw it and it always does something different. It can merge into different guns and do stuff. You have one where they just home in on people, where they become a turret with legs. Yes, the meme. I know the memes. There's lots of memes about that. And again, like, there's so much variety. Like, each manufacturer now has a different way of shooting. Like in Borderlands 2, Jacobs was just high damage, and that's it. This, when you score crit, it ricochets. Every Jacobs does that. So it makes every single gun you find viable to use, whether in damage or not. But of course, you will have difference in damage. Not every gun's going to do the highest damage. Going from boring guns in Borderlands 2 to this, a step up in the gun design. Borderlands 3 isn't the perfect game. There are problems with it. The biggest problem I have with the game is the story. Now, people saying it's the worst story in video games. It's absolutely terrible story, and there's no stakes, there's no this, no that. And I was thinking, how many campaigns have you played? Because sure, it's not great, and it's nowhere near good. However, there are so many other stories out there that are just terrible, i.e. Ride to Hell Retribution. I know it's a terrible game, but the story is just awful. Now, I personally don't like the story in, say, Gears of War 5, or you have games like, I think there was Black Ops 3 had a very bad story. Like I keep saying, it's not on the level of quality of a good story. However, the story is passable to give us gameplay. The main reason we play games, I know people like stories, but the main reason we play games is we want to have fun playing games. If you want a good story, you go watch a film or you watch a TV show. I'm not saying good stories don't need to be in good games, but in my opinion, the priority of a game is to have fun gameplay. Therefore, you're coming back to the game to have fun playing it, rather than let's see where the story goes. And as you're playing, the story just unfolds, and then you get your story through that way. I won't talk too much about story in case you haven't played it and you want to go in blind. So I won't talk major spoilers, but I will be talking about the idea of the game. So the reason that I don't like the story that much is it's 3/4 stories that are the same, that are happening. For example, you start in Pandora and you need to find the Vault Key. You get the Vault Key. You go to Promethea, you need to find the Vault Key. You get the Vault Key, you fight a boss. Eden 6, you go to Eden 6, you find the Vault Key, you fight the big boss. You go back to Pandora, you get the key, fight the Vault boss. It's that 3 times. How lazy can that be? Again, it's, in my mind, it's passable, but it's not good. So yeah, if I was going to give the story out of 10, I'll give it a 4. The characters are fun, but that's pretty much it for the story. Now, there is one thing I really like in this game. Something I don't really follow that much in games. It's the music. Even if you just play without sound effects, like you don't hear your guns, you don't hear the dialogue, it sounds amazing. Some of the soundtracks in this game are just amazing. You have the Captain Chaunt theme, very famous boss in the game. Captain Chaunt, just the music to it is just, it's amazing. I strongly recommend downloading the soundtrack, because there are so many great pieces of music in this game. If you like music, it's great. Normally I have some of my own music in the background when I play the game, because I've played it so much, so I know I don't need to listen to the story. But sometimes I'm just like, no, I want to listen to the in-game music. It's great. So now I'm done talking about story and music, I want to talk about DLC, because this is probably my favourite thing in the game. After the rather shit story that was Borderlands 3, we've had 2 DLCs. The next DLC is coming out at the end of the month where this is uploaded. DLC is phenomenal. The story's great. The locations are great. So in the first DLC, I'll give a quick rundown of the 2 DLCs we've got so far and what the third one's going to be. So the first DLC is set on a spaceship that is a casino. The Hanson Jack Jackpot is the name of the DLC. So you're on a casino ran by Hanson Jack, and you're helping Moxie to overtake the casino. So you have to do a heist to get something to get in. How awesome does that sound? The concept alone is so cool. that the idea itself can run by itself. But the story in it is so great. You have to build up a team of, I think there's 4 or 5 characters. You have to get a team together to complete the heist. It is phenomenal. The weapons in it are great. The enemy design is great. The setting is great. So many great things about the DLC. So I definitely recommend all the DLC. And now the second DLC is the marriage of Wainwright, Jacobs and Hammerlock. So they want to get married on this ice planet. I don't know what it's called. Xylorgos. And oh no, there's tentacle monsters. Yeah, it's very basic. It's a wedding, and you have to stop this heart thing. It's a very basic and weird plot, but again, it is superb. The mission design is great. The boss fights are great. The characters are great. Gage is back. Deathtrap is back. Claptrap goes on his own adventure. It is such a great DLC. Out of 2 DLCs, I prefer the casino, but the other one is Xylorgos is still great. DLC 3 is going to be a cowboy themed one, so hopefully we'll see Salvador. That's just my opinion. It was kind of a rough review, this. I wasn't talking too in depth because I don't want this video to be too long. But yeah, those are my vague opinions on the game with 800 hours. And if I was gonna, Borderlands 3 is definitely better than Borderlands 2 in every single way. However, I know Borderlands 2 is that kind of game because it just has more content, and a better story. But gameplay, in my opinion, is more important than the story. That's just my opinion. So if I was going to rate this game out of 10, because games get rated out of 10 all the time, I'll give Borderlands 3 a solid 8 out of 10. Great characters, great gameplay, great music, great DLC. However, the story isn't great. If you want a good story, play Borderlands 2 or play Spec Ops: The Line. BioShock Infinite is a superb story. If you have any ideas of stories you love in games, just drop it down in the comments, and the comments can have a chat and I'll reply and whatnot, because that's what YouTubers say, don't they? They say put your opinions in the comments. That's what they do, right? Anyway, well, hope you enjoyed the gameplay in the background as well. That was me playing some of the DLC with a few boss fights, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hopefully see you on the next one.